in. Once uh, that was something I did not anticipate because I really wanted to talk about this topic. And I'm going to show you which topic I was talking about, which will be very, very interesting. That now that this information gets out, okay, um, this here, yeah, I'm back. Sorry. Here's the thing about this town that the internet is spotty. And of course, they do that purposely, and I'll explain why. Because they don't want us sharing this information. They don't want us knowing what we know. They they don't want us sharing what we know with each other about what these criminals do. And that started in what? The late 90s, I would say, with the free flow of information and the internet. So the powers that be had no idea that the free flow of information would mess them up so bad that us peasants, us little peasant people, would be able to share with our friends and neighbors what they're really doing. And that messed them up. That has now messed them up politically, that messed them up worldly, that messed them up in everything they do, by the way, which makes me very happy because some of us, I think they call us red pilled or something. I'm not really sure the term anymore. Years ago, 15 years ago, it was red pilled or, the red pill or the blue pill or now it's like a purple pill. I'm not really sure. But those pills that people take, those pills, have helped with the society so good that the powers that be, the governments that be, all the way down to these criminals here, these criminals right here. I'll show you one of the criminals. Here he is. Here's the guy. Here he is. There's Mr. Sam piece of shit Leonard. Okay. 36 years as the chief of police. Or 32. I think he said 32. That's the guy that assaulted me, by the way. And I went to the sheriff's department today. And guess what? Guess what? What happened when I went to the sheriff's department down the road? They were closed on Friday. They were closed, the administrative office. They're closed. It's a Friday. You're closed on a Friday? Huh. That's just like here. They only work 4 days a week. They don't do shit. They're there. They push a couple papers. They tell a bunch of citizens to get the fuck out. There they go drive home. Okay? That's what they do. Well, of course. I couldn't believe him. Jody, listen to this. I was going to go there because I'm filing charges on this scumbag chief of police. I went, all right, I brought somebody to film with me. I was going to let them have it. So I walk in, and they're closed. Nobody's there. Their signs up, we're closed. Friday, sorry, we're closed. We're just a little busy. We're closed, Steve. This is the sheriff's department. And I'm supposed to push the button. Maybe I'll get some help. But I didn't post the video, but I'm like, hey, there's the camera. Look, hello, everyone. And I guarantee, you know what they were saying, Jody? That's how funny it is. I guarantee they were saying, oh, fuck, there's the guy. That's the guy. Oh, shit. Now he's showing up here. See, I knew he would show up here. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, no shit. I would show up there. Because I'm the guy, see. I'm the guy. You know, I'm just not the guy. I'm one of millions of guys and gals. I'm going to rephrase that. Millions of guys and gals that are not putting up with their bullshit anymore. None of us are. None of us are. Here's the chief of police. 36 years, you guys. 36 fucking years has pushed people around for fucking ever, man. This guy, Mr. Retired guy, on a pension 3 times over. And they're still paying this guy 150 grand to do nothing. Nothing. And pray, you know, who am I going to file a complaint on? The chief of police? The guy that assaulted me? In the county that's closed. They're closed on a Friday. Go figure. So, yes, they have a heads up. Good for you. That it has nothing to do with what's about to happen. I'll be there tomorrow. No Kings tour or not. I'm going to be live tomorrow for the No Kings tour, by the way. Protest, whatever, the protest people. I'm going to be live. I'm going to cover it again, just like I covered it in June. Just like I covered it. And that's where I got that famous clip. What you gonna do? You know what? And I guarantee that guy is going to be driving that truck around, by the way. And so I'm going to do an interview with him. I'm going to make sure I catch that guy tomorrow on a wonderful Saturday afternoon, Mr. No Kings tour. Yep, they can't hide forever. And this little town, Jody, I'll tell that to you. This little town, this is one town. There's thousands of these towns. Ask Dixie. She'll tell you. There's thousands of these towns. And when when this show jumps off, everyone knows what I'm doing. Well, very few people know what I'm doing. Jody knows what I'm doing. Dixie knows what I'm doing. There's a few people know what I'm doing. And this is the bedrock of this story. This is because there's thousands of towns. Dixie's one. These people are criminals, man. And when the light shines on them, whether it be Ironton or down in Tennessee or up here, where they're all over the place. Are they going to regret what they've done? Because, they've always hidden. They've always said to themselves, are you all, wait, we're now going to answer this question. In Lawrence County. Now, I was, where is that part of Ohio too? I'm not sure. But are you albino? No, but James Freeman just said, well, Tuck said it. Tuck said it, that all gingers should be thrown out of meetings and we all should be arrested. And, I take offense to that, by the way. I take offense. Number one, the ginger comment, okay? I don't know where this ginger thing came up with or whoever came up with this ginger, okay? Lucille Ball was a redhead, okay? She's known as a very funny comedian redhead. Famous lady, Lucille Ball. Okay, nobody called her a ginger. I don't know where this come up with. I don't know why people are using this. It's actually very stupid, by the way. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't. And don't start tagging me that I'm some ginger hater, because I'm not. I am not a ginger hater. I love people that recognize themselves as gingers. I do not. I'm an Irish German. If somebody wants to call me a redhead, that's fine. I can go with that. I'll accept that one. But do not start tagging me as some ginger. I don't even. Okay, Ginger was on with, you know, 3 boats or whatever it was. Gilligan's Island, that's what it was. Gilligan's Island. Ginger was a very nice lady. I like Ginger, by the way. I'm more of a Marianne kind of guy myself, by the way. Ginger, is not my kind of thing. But the whole Ginger thing, I don't like it. I wish Freeman wouldn't. Police suck down there, down in Arizona. But he tagged, they all keep tagging me because now I'm ginger. I'm not ginger. Stop calling me ginger, you guys. I'm an Irish German tough guy. That's my name, Irish German tough guy. And so there's that. But let's get back to the story. This is what I wanted to talk about tonight. We have a few people here, not very many, 6 people. Nobody's listening to me. It's Saturday. They're all preparing for this No Kings tour or whatever the hell they're doing. Okay. But I'm gonna post this either way. Look. This property right here. I was looking at, okay? This property right here was owned by the county of East Carbon. Okay, I might be wrong on some of these factions, but I just got this information today. Here is a property down the block from my business that they targeted and ticketed me that I was looking to buy, by the way. Here's Mary North. She is one of the people, she is the scumbag lady, okay, that ticketed my trailer. This is the lady, okay? She's in charge of this building, county building, and it's sold, get this, for $1. $1. She sold this building a couple months ago with this recreation. Here it is. Let me get my glasses up here. This East Carbon. Here. Let's just do it. East Carbon Recreation Association. Okay. Nonprofit. And I'll say another thing. The guy used to work or he was on city council. He quit. He was in charge of this recreation place. He quit years ago because these people are criminals, and he split. He left. This guy, I'll tell you his name. His name is Don McCarty, by the way. Don McCarty split. He was in charge of this recreation association. Okay. Then Mary North, there she is, the lady that ticketed me, targeted me, sold this in Utah, mind you. This has nothing to do with Detroit, Mississippi, none of these places that have dilapidated homes, run down fucking homes. She sells this property for $1. $1. $1. a huge big brick building that was a library, okay? There were all these kids' books in there. I looked at it to purchase this property, by the way. 3,000 square foot brick building with a brand new roof in Utah. In Utah, by the way. Sold it for $1. I just found out. $1. Okay? This ain't Detroit. This ain't Mississippi, where you have buildings and dilapidated stuff all over the property, everywhere, where you're trying to get it off your books. That's what they do. She sold it to Brian and Michelle Hansen. Brian and Michelle Hansen. And we're going to find out who they are, because here's the report. Here it is. I'll show it to you. Brian and Michelle Hansen, right there in Price, Utah. Okay? This property right here. Here's the signed affidavit. Okay? We're going to make sure everyone sees it on this live stream, because what they just did, nobody sells a property in Utah for $1. Nobody, man. Get that through your heads. This is not Detroit. This is not Mississippi. Okay? There's the signatures. There it is. Mary North, the lady that targeted me, right there. Okay? There she is. Sold it for $1. $1. Huh. That's pretty interesting, don't you think? That's pretty interesting. Yeah, nobody hears that, because in Utah, out west here, where everybody's moving, they're all moving here. They're fleeing certain areas or whatever they're doing. $1. A huge 3,000 brick building with a brand new roof on it a few years ago, metal roof. I'll show you the pictures tomorrow. I'll take the pictures of it. This lady sold it for $1. $1. She had the authorization because the guy that had the authorization a few years ago was a city council member that left town. He was so tired of this corruption, he got the hell and resigned. He was in charge of this shit. This guy, his name's Don McCarty. He quit. Okay? And then now this happens. This lady, who is part of the city, who ticketed my business, who runs her mouth, who's a big mouth, sells it for $1. Huh. Interesting. That's very interesting that we keep finding out about very weird things in this town. Financial things. Very weird things. Huh. Well, let the investigations begin. And keep beginning. Oh, let me go check out my dogs. 1 second. Randall. Randall. Oh. Okay. All right. All right, sweetie. But, that's part of the topic here tonight, which was fun because now I have 1,000 subscribers and all of my friends are in Audapalooza. I'm actually very sad tonight. I should be there chumming it up with all my buddies, all my chumming buddies. But Jody's here. Dixie's always here. Cat's here. Good to see a cat. Definitely crazy, man. Can you believe that shit? I can't even. I mean, the shit that. Oh, no. Now Brindle wants to go outside, by the way. Yep, of course. Jill was live tonight. I know. Well, I have Mark Gates down there, and he sent me an email yesterday. And he's gonna, do a couple of videos for me and stuff, which is very good because, I'm a big shot around here, see, or some people think I'm not, but just so you know, I'm gonna be the biggest thing in the world, you people. You have no idea what's about to happen to all you people that think you're gonna get away with all this shit because we're gonna teach all of you and tell everything to the world, okay? That all of us are together in this shit. None of this stuff in California and all this dissent. There is no dissent anymore, by the way. There is no dissent, okay? Our friends are up in New York. Our friends are down there in Texas. All the Florida guys are a bunch of great people. Okay, the Texas guys are all a bunch of great people. There's a bunch of us in the West here, and you have everybody in California. And now everybody across the North are coming aboard as well. So I want to say this here in the finality of this, by the way, that my website is going to bring everyone together. I have been putting this together for I don't know how many months now. Since I started this channel, put it that way. Okay? So if you go to fightcityhall.us, that is my story and my website. And this is going to be on network television. Okay? What's about to happen coming up here is what we're going to get every auditor in the world to participate in what we're doing. They're all going to be part of this network because we are in all this together. All of us are. None of this is going to change. Whatever dissent somebody had 5 years ago, somebody or whatever, okay, none of that really matters, okay? None of it matters. Changing policing is what matters, okay? Ticketing people for a light bulb or an outlight, it's ridiculous. All of this stuff is ridiculous. It's all money-making schemes. And this town, look at Otto. A little itty-bitty town of 1,000 writing 6,000 flipping tickets? Are you kidding me? It makes 0 sense. And people need to understand these things. That all you're doing is of bringing everybody under the same umbrella, which needs to happen. We are all in this fight, every one of us, by the way. And make no mistake about this. This is a fight. This is a fight. And it's Fight City Hall. That's what it is. We are fighting unlimited resources and unlimited bravado. Well, sir, ma'am, all of you. All of us together have more bravado and resources than all of them combined. We do. And that proves it every year. Palooza was big last year, and it's bigger this year. 10 years ago, Freeman and the rest of them, we could go back to Gavin Syme one of the inspirations of Freeman, okay? I know this stuff like the back of my fucking hand. I've been around for 15 years. Yes, my channel's 5 months old, and I only have 1,000 subscribers, and I have 180,000 views in 5 months. And how did I do that? Just on a whim? Like I didn't know what I was doing? I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew exactly what I was doing. I'm one of the guys that knew what he's doing. And a lot of people, why didn't you do this 10 years ago? Well, there's it doesn't matter. I'm here now. I've supported everybody for years privately. I've supported everyone privately for years. But now I have been forced to be public. Forced by scumbags that targeted me and my family. Okay? And now we're going to make all of them famous. Every fucking one of them we're going to make famous. If I have to be famous, Northwoods Media has to be famous. Let me tell you something. If I have to be fucking famous, he's got to be famous too. Fuck that. That's how it works. He's going to be famous. We're all going to be famous. That was a funny joke there, actually, by the way. Nothing against Northwoods Media. But, if I got to be famous, Cat's got to be famous, we all got to be famous here for a reason. And for the good reasons. The people that are not going to be happy with being famous is exactly who we're talking about. We're going to make them so damn famous that we're all going to have smiles on our face. That's the bottom line. We're going to make them famous. Dixie needs help down there in Texas. She's having a hard time, by the way. There's a lot of people in that area that should be supporting her. I am 24 hours, I am a long drive from Dixie. Okay, I'm not in Tennessee. The people in Tennessee need to help her. I'm going to help her. That's a funny joke for you, Raymond. That's funny. All right, well, I have cancer, so that's okay. I smoked for many years. I don't smoke anymore, by the way. Not since I went through my cancer treatment, but that was funny. I'll give you that one. You're not as funny as me, sir, but you are funny. I'll give you that. But here's the thing. Whatever region you're in, you got to support the people that are there. You got to support our friends. You got to support the people that stand up, okay, that go to city council meetings, that help in their community, proving who these people are. Now, they're a bunch of liars. I'm going to say this one more time. Okay, this guy right here, Orlando LaFontaine, was a 2-time mayor in this city. This guy right here. Here he is. There he is. Orlando LaFontaine. They made him mayor. Supposedly, he is from the Witness Protection Program. This is a decade ago. This clown right here. I don't give a shit what he did in his life. But to make him mayor with the chief of police, this fucking clown right there, that was his buddy, see. He's the chief of police. This guy was in the Witness Protection Program. And that's the chief of police. Huh. That's pretty interesting. Don't you think? Huh. No shit. think about that. Honestly, has anybody ever heard this in their life? Has anybody heard a story like this in their life? Here is a guy that was supposedly in the witness protection. He was mayor for 8 years and bankrupted this city. When he left, they were broke. Huh? Go figure. That's pretty strange, don't you think? I would see it that way. Everybody doesn't believe me. But here's the thing. Since I posted that video a couple of days ago, nobody has challenged me. None of them said, oh, no, that's not true. He's really this guy and he's a great guy and nobody has said shit. Boo. None of them. Zero. Zero. They're all hiding from the hills. Go away. Oh my God. Look what he's telling. Oh my God. He's telling everybody in the world. Yeah. No shit. Yeah. No shit. No shit. So in the end, when these liars from this city who have been hiding everything for 30, 40, 50 years, whatever it is, up to 10 years ago, when this guy was mayor, Orlando LaFontaine, look it up, Orlando LaFontaine, witness protection guy. And the chief of police, 32 years as the chief of police. Supposedly, the last one before this piece of shit garbage mayor they installed, they threatened. Some of these people threatened him and ran him out of town. He quit in one day. One day. One day. I've never heard of a mayor ever in one day take the oath of office. Hi, I'm going to take the oath of office. Hi, I'm the mayor. And quit the same day. Here's my resignation letter. I'm going to turn it in. And then skip out of town scared to death. Scared to death from these people. From these people. Huh, that's pretty interesting, don't you think? Well, they're not scaring anybody ever again. They're not threatening anybody. You know why? I'm telling them they're not scaring or threatening anybody. You can't do it. Fuck you. How about that? Fuck you. I know the world, you dummies. I know everybody. Everybody in my community. I know all of them. All across the country. And in Europe. And in Australia. Everywhere. You dumb idiots. Who did you think you were dealing with? You think when I cussed that cop out on my fucking porch, did you not think I was serious? Do you not know who you're fucking dealing with, you dummies? I'm that guy. I know everyone. They're all at Palooza, by the way. I wish I was there. I wish I could go down there. Florida's way far from me, by the way. But I was planning to go. But I have too many issues I got to deal with here. But these idiots had no idea that this is who I was. And I supported all these people for many, many years. Now they know. Now they know. And it's backfiring on them. They fucked up. Yeah, no shit. Because this guy does know the world, see. That's who he knows. And it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. and bigger. That's how it works. Told you that months ago. And now we're going to make all of you Mr. Sam Leonard and Orlando LaFontaine, the biggest things in the world. Kat, Dixie, thank you guys for tuning in. Jeanette, thank you. Freeman's Acoustics, good for me. Northwoods Media, my buddy, good for you. Thank you guys for coming in. I just wanted to make sure everybody knows exactly what's happening. And for all the people that will be exposed here in a minute, quit, resign, retire, go away, flip off. Nobody cares. You're fired.